Hi everyone, Raphael Harry here, and you're listening to White Label American, a podcast where we hear stories from an immigrant or two, sometimes more. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of White Label American. Thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate all our people who are out there on the front lines, people on healthcare, people delivery, people out there fighting for our rights around the world. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm joined today by a couple. It's been a long time I've had a husband and wife in the studio, so virtually, but they're here with us anyway. One of today's guests is brand new to the United States, and we'll get his story shortly. And one of the guests was born here, and it's interesting how they met, and we'll get to all that. But so without much further ado, I introduce Mr. and Mrs. Diallo. So we'll start with Mrs. Diallo, Theresha Diallo, who was born in Lakeland, Florida. Born and raised in born in Lakeland, Florida, raised in Orlando, Florida, and currently serves in the United States Navy, which she joined through the OCS program, and has worked in Public Works Department, is a project manager, and has been to different parts of the world, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. And Mr. Abou Diallo was born in West Africa. I don't want to give out where he was born because we'll dive into that also, and has lived in Western Europe for 18 years and has worked as a personal trainer, through which he owns his own business, and has done security for nightclubs, and has won multiple body fitness competitions. I've seen his body, and whoa, I was jealous. I'm actually jealous of both husband and wife, to be honest, because they're both in perfect shape. I used to be close to that when I was still on active duty, but I'm just on a different level of sexiness right now. So, Ben Venuto, Abdul, and Ben Venuta. Teresa, right?
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, but I follow Italian football is my number one. Serie A.
Oh, good.
So
You follow
So
Napoli?
you follow Napoli then?
Italian football is my number one, but I have multiple teams. That's why it's my number one. My number one official team is Real Madrid in Spain. That's the club that I go with. But Italian football is like I don't have an official attachment to one team. The closest attachment is with the Milan clubs, Inter and AC. So, that's the closest. But I love Napoli right now. But I'm a bigger fan of Cristiano. So if he wins, I'm okay with him winning. But I don't officially go with Juventus. But if Juve is playing against any team from England, especially, count me as a Juve fan. I support all Italian teams, but I love Atalanta too. I love what Atalanta is doing because they can beat anybody.
So they have a lot of African people play there too. Yes.
Yeah.
I still live in Bergamo.
Oh, in Bergamo.
I live for 2 years.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question, and it's gonna go to both of you. So, who wants to go first? Let me ask the question first. So, introduce us to your childhood and where you were born. And so, we'll start with Teresa, and then Abdul, you go next.
Okay. So I guess first, thanks for having us.
And thank you for coming on the show too. I always say that.
So explain where I was born in my childhood, you said. So I was born in Lakeland, Florida, and my family, most of my family on my mother's side is from Bartow, Florida. It's a very small country area, has one high school, doesn't even have a mall in Bartow.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I grew up there. My mom had me at like a young age, and then I kind of went on from there to follow her when she went to college. And I kind of followed her and ended up later on going to the same exact college. So that's like a quick snapshot of my growing up synopsis. And I went to high school for the most part, middle school and high school in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice. So, so you had your childhood in Orlando, Florida?
I would say when I was probably about 7 years old. I stayed with my grandmother when my mother went away to college for undergrad.
Yeah.
And then when I was about 7, I moved with my mother when she started her master's program. And that was in Tallahassee, Florida. And so that's where she met my dad. And then they ended up getting married, and we moved to Orlando shortly after she graduated. And I finished out middle school and high school in Orlando.
Oh, okay. So, Abdul, where were you born?
Okay. I'm Abou. I'm born in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and precise in Yamoussoukro. There's the city
Yamoussoukro.
in Yamoussoukro. Yeah, there's the your pronunciation is good. Yamoussoukro.
I know the city, but I didn't want to give it away.
Okay, perfect. So Yamoussoukro is the first city from the first president from Ivory Coast, and when I have 70 years, 17 years, I move in Italy, and then I start doing after long time to work out, walk home, and make something just to work. I make my own business, okay, from security, and I study to be personal trainer.
Okay, wait. Before we go far, I want to stay in Yamoussoukro first.
Okay, sure.
So when you in Yamoussoukro, what will you say was your happiest or your most exciting childhood memory when you look back?
Oh, my memory in Yamoussoukro is the best memory I have in my life, bro.
Which
one will you share with us?
Particular moment
When you were a child.
When the particular moment when the pub come in Yamoussoukro. This the pub come in Yamoussoukro. I never forget it this day because he come in my school.
Yes.
We take the picture together. It's the best thing I can never forget that. Yeah.
And I know that feeling. I didn't have my pop around, but it was, you're always excited when you see your parent or your uncle or your favorite family. Yeah.
Wait, you saying the Pope, right?
The Pope.
Oh,
yeah,
the Pope. When the Pope came. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was big. That was big. That was that was Pope John Paul.
Yes.
That was I know the year. That was 80s or 90s. Oh.
I think in 90, because after 2, 3 or 2
years. I think he came to Nigeria after that.
Yeah. I think
he came
90.
I think he came to Nigeria too. From either he came to Nigeria first and then went to Cote d'Ivoire, or he came to Cote d'Ivoire first and came to Nigeria.
You're right.
It was
because he do the tour from Africa. Yes.
Yeah. So it was huge.
Yeah.
Oh.
If I'm younger, but this I remember like it happened yesterday. So the first day I have the president.
Yeah.
And the Pope and the same team in the same place. This is the really big memory for me. I have a lot of memory, but this the first thing if I talk Yamoussoukro, I think directly to this, okay, and my family.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. What about you, Theresha? Favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory would probably have to be for me my mother's graduation. I remember going to well, I went to school with her. Literally, was sitting in the back of the class when she would get to the front of the class with a tape recorder, and I witnessed her like stay up late at night studying. And when she graduated, we took a picture at this tree right by the Civic Center. And when I graduated from the same school, we went back to that exact same tree and did the same picture. Just this time, I was obviously older in the cap and gown.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably my the biggest highlight for me as a child.
So the funny thing is that well, while I was smiling and is because the episode that I just released today, the guest his dad used to lecture in the university, and he's part of the Congo, and his nickname was assistant professor because he when he was around 8 9 years old, he used to attend classes that his dad used to teach. So he would sit in the back of the class. So that's what you just reminded me of when you said you used to go to your mom's classes too. So
Oh yeah, I
being
remember
in the
too.
back of the
Like,
class, yeah.
yep,
So that's why I started
put me in
laughing.
the back of the class, and then she go to the front, and I gotta be quiet.
So did you get any nicknames from showing up to classes too?
I probably did, but I was honestly, I was so terrified of my mother, and I still am, that I really didn't talk to nobody. She
Yeah.
told me to do my homework in the back, and I just kind of I did my homework in the back, and I didn't say a word because I knew if I said something, I might not see the next day. So, no.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Oh man. Oh, so Teresa, you decided to go into the field of architecture and project management, and
Mhm.
did that begin from your going to classes with your mom, or was there um, something else that led you to that path?
It was something else. So my grandfather was a contractor, and I used to like a good part of my life I spent in the beginning with my grandmother, and when my grandfather, I would go back and visit them all the time. He would go to his different construction sites, and like I would always just ride around with him. And he passed away when I was a junior in high school. And so when I first got to high school, I started taking drafting classes, and I kind of went through a series of like career choices. My mom like bought me this huge book full of careers when I was like in the 7th grade, and was like, read through all these and figure out what you want to do with your life in the 7th grade. And so I think the first selection I chose was an orthodontist, and
Wow.
she ended up setting up at the time I was going to see an orthodontist, and so she set up with the orthodontist that I could shadow him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow,
I
she was
shadowed
serious.
him. Oh yeah, she was dead serious. And I shadowed him when I was in the 8th grade, and I hated it. It was really boring.
Good. You
And he
discovered early.
basically, yeah, he had told me, he was like, I get paid to be bored because I, did all this work. And it was just kind of like he was looked in there, all right, you good. Then they go to the hygienist, kind of do the whole thing. And so once I did that, I was like, nah, that's not for me. So I tried out drafting, really off the basis of my grandfather. And I actually fell in love with it because I love to draw. And architecture was super competitive. And when he passed away my junior year, I basically like promised to my family that I would finish out architecture and really pursue a career in that field.
Wow. So let me switch to Abu. I don't know why I keep calling you
Yeah.
Abdul. I keep calling you Abdul because of my good buddy. I have a good friend who's Senegalese. So I'm sorry I keep switching to Abdul.
It's all right.
But yeah, so forgive me for that. So Abu,
Yeah.
you left Cote d'Ivoire when you were 17.
Yes.
Okay, so what made you decide to leave? What gave you that push? Like, this is it. I'm leaving. I'm taking that step.
This pushed me to leaving because I'm to be independent, right?
Yes.
Okay, because just to not be, because I remember my dad is really straight. Okay, if you want to be here, you have to do what I need to do. I want to do. Okay, so and this there is may hurt me more. So I already have more the spirit, independent spirit, right?
Yes.
So when he talked there, I said, okay, baby, if I want to leave, why I want to leave, I have to check for my for I want to check for me
Yeah,
myself.
you have
So
to find your way.
okay,
Yeah.
so after this I take my backpack. I put some clothes to take my passport. I said, okay,
So,
this that. I
so
start.
did you fly or did you go by road?
Yeah. I fly.
Okay.
Because this time I have different passport, like passport, diplomatic passport.
Okay.
Yeah, and this I go there, and the money I have, I pack my ticket. I remember the last day the ticket for having money for ticket is really hard. So all of my business. This moment before I leave, I have my business too to sell the the they say the phone. Okay, the cell phone.
Oh, okay.
So this time, long time ago, they say if you sell a cell phone in Africa, we have more business because everybody want a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's new, so everybody want to call you for that. So I make this business there before I leave. Okay,
Is it
and
the
one
cell
night,
phone where people come to you and you give them the phone and they call?
no. This I do that just for make different money.
Okay.
But this I make the business the cell phone to sell the cell phone.
Oh, okay. It's
Okay.
the cell phone
If
itself.
someone said need money, cell phone, cellular, they
Yeah.
call me. So Abu, I need this phone. I remember the Nokia, the long time ago.
Yeah.
Say, okay, Nokia. I said, oh, Nokia, why you want a Nokia? They do that. Okay. I go check. I have someone. I go check that, and someone is the rob too. So I go, I go check for this. And when I have the phone, I call them. Oh yeah, I have the phone. They can come. I sell the phone. I give money for the owner,
Yeah.
and in my part, I take my part.
Okay.
This I do for before I leave. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you
Yeah.
are the middleman. Okay.
Yeah.
So before you left, you knew you were going to Italy.
Yes. Before me, in Italy, I have my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, he grew up in Italy too. He really live in Ivory Coast when he really younger. He live in he have 16 years, yeah, like that.
Wow.
And when he died, and I decided to just to take care of his family too,
Okay.
because when he died, he have his wife and pregnant. So
Wow.
he don't see that. But I say, okay, if I want to just follow my family right now, I can follow this my brother family in Ivory Coast. I have to live in the head. Okay, and this the first moment I start thinking to leave. I never think, because at this moment I have my business, little money I make it in Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
I never think to leave. And one my brother died. This moment I think I start thinking to leave, to come in Italy. And after 1 year, and I moved there when my nieces, they have like 1 year, and I moved in Italy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you arrived in Italy, you went did you go straight to Naples, or where did you go?
No, I go first in Bergamo.
Bergamo. Okay, so that's when you stay
Yeah.
in Bergamo for 2 years.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all
Then
right.
I
So
start in Bergamo.
we'll
You
come
know.
back. We'll come back to. We'll continue from Bergamo. So let me
Okay, perfect.
jump back to Teresa. So
Yeah.
Teresa, you decide to go with architecture, and like your mom, you decided to go with Florida A&M.
The Florida A&M
The Florida.
University.
That's how to say it. I'm still not into the when it comes to colleges. I'm terrible. I'm not in the tradition yet. So you say it as the Florida A&M. Okay.
Yep.
I learned something new now. Okay, the Florida A&M. So what did you know? Did you think about going somewhere else, or that was the only choice?
That was really my first choice. I did well, one, I was limited because I was in Florida, and although Florida has a lot of options for college, there are very few programs that have architecture programs that are accredited programs. And so I remember University of Miami was an option, but it was a private school and it was just way too much money. And I had what do they call it? Like a Bright Futures scholarship is like a scholarship they give in Florida. And so yeah, I basically had, I think, like 3 schools: USF, Florida A&M, and maybe I think a school in Jacksonville, maybe. But it wasn't at the time a lot of schools that had that particular program. But I vividly remembered going there anyways, and so we did a couple of college tours, but I ended up just going there.
I just thought that because your mom attended the school, that was it. You're like, gotta stay in the family.
Yeah, I was, and then also it just fit well with me, because of Florida A&M University is a historically Black college, and I think that was it was kind of like a comfort zone for me in a way, and I enjoyed kind of just being around other people that looked like myself, kind of on this path. And so when I did the college visit there, I already knew what I was going to expect. But like when I got there, I became like more excited about it because it was just like I actually had a really good time. And then the other part was just the fact that I knew that I had already attended there, at some extent when I was younger. So
Good. So was it while you were at the Florida A&M? See, I'm
I like that. I like that.
So was it while you were at the Florida A&M that you started noticing the Navy, or was that something that was in at the back of your mind, or when did you start noticing the Navy as a part that you like to go on?
The Navy was never in my sight at all. It really wasn't. Not at that time. So I had graduated, and then after I graduated undergrad, I was like, I don't want to go directly into graduate school and be consumed with all these, loans. So I decided to start. I was like, I'm just gonna try my hand at working for a little bit, and then coming back to get my master's. And when I graduated undergrad, it was 2011 in Florida, and that's when the economy like completely dropped, and nobody was buying homes, and so it was really difficult because Florida is not really big on commercial firms, and the economy had just tanked right when I graduated. So if anybody was hiring, it wasn't any architecture residential firms, and so it was difficult. So I ended up working like 5 jobs because I kept this promise that I wouldn't ask my parents for any money after I graduated because they pretty much took care of me while I was in school. And I just was working endless jobs. Remember Macy's, Sunglass Hut, Finish Line, and I was interning at an architecture firm in Tampa. And I was just trying to keep the dream alive with this firm. And after a year, they couldn't. Basically, they weren't able to. They wanted to keep me on as a paid intern, and I was actually doing, really a lot of work for them. And it wasn't because they didn't want to pay me; it was just they didn't have the means to because of the economy. And so it was actually there that I ended up talking to the Navy, because we went to MacDill Air Force Base, and I ended up seeing some people in uniform, and they were saying that they were in the Civil Engineer Corps. And so that led me to go and talk to a couple of recruiters. And then when I learned about all the opportunities to go back to school, and after I interviewed a couple of people myself that had just came back from OCS, I ended up going with the Navy. And so I think I remember I went to every recruiter though. I went to the Marines, Air Force, and then I ultimately put in a package for the Navy.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I did not do. And I'll recommend, like, I do this thing of, Navy is the best. And I tell people, like, don't go to other branches, or only go to one branch. But yeah, I think it's best for people to, like, go interview all the branches and then take your pick and
Yeah, because you got to know
what you want.
they're very different depending on what, especially what you want to do. The Civil Engineer Corps and the Navy is 100%, to me, in my opinion, it's the best of both worlds in terms of you're getting an operational experience, but then you're also getting a lot of I guess you could say, like, staff and experience that you can utilize outside of the military. And so there's some, there are others, they are more heavily focused operational. And so it all depends on what your reason is for joining, and like what your end goal is. In terms of always having this exit strategy. A wise mentor of mine always said, you always have an exit strategy. So you always had to look at a decision in the military, at least, from, if I wanted to get out, would I be able to find a job? And that's how I just looked at it, approached it when I was trying to make my decision.
That's good. All right, so let's come back to Abou. So Abou's in Bergamo.
Yes.
And what is the first thing that surprised you when you arrived in Bergamo?
Oh, the first thing that surprised me when I Bergamo is the language. Because when my brother, sometimes I start talking a little bit the Italian, I'm really think I speak Italian. And when I go to Bergamo, the airport of Bergamo, my first thing, I go to a police officer to ask how the way I can have the taxi to go the address they give me, right? And this moment I understand
that you don't know.
I don't know Italian. And this the first day I've been in Bergamo, and can never forget that. I'm pretty sure I understand. I speak really good Italian. When I start speaking, you are the first Italian I seen in my face, just to ask him where the taxi. I stopped for a long time. I remember he said, "Cosa stai dicendo? What are you talking about? Why are you?" He leave me go.
Wow.
But good experience for me, and that, yeah.
So you start learning fast.
Yeah, this is a good experience. Yeah.
So from Bergamo, you moved to Naples?
Yeah, after 2 years.
After 2 years, okay.
Yeah, in Bergamo, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, I start work. I start work in the same place. Why? Italian people.
Yeah.
If I don't know Italian, so they talk, I don't understand.
Wow.
I start working. Okay. After 6 months, they hire me.
You're
they
fast.
put me. They put me in the place for like the put me in the place like the responsible for all the African.
Wow.
For like 10 or 15 African.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these Africans, they speak more than me.
Wow.
So, and sometimes they come, the boss come, he speak a little bit French. So he come, he say, Abou, he speak me French. But he wanted me, he sent me to talk while the people, they already speak Italian. So, but I never lose my power. You know, I always have my conversation mode to talk, to speak with people. I remember this time I have my best friend is the guy, Nigerian guy. This I remember. This might say, Abou, don't worry. I'm here in 10 years. You speak better than me. I'm talking. At this moment, I remember Mike, he be my best friend. He leave now. He go back in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But sometimes I text him, this is my best friend in here. My first friend I have in
Italy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you is in Naples. That's when you started doing the fitness business.
Yeah, big one. When after 2 years, the job in Bergamo is really strong because you have to work and you must, right?
Yeah.
And I say more people, you have to work for a long time, and Sunday too. And I start never see my family. My family, I think my nieces, their mom never see. Okay, I make money, but I try just look something different. So I start looking the job, looking maybe things for my mind. I say, okay, I can't do that for forever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is all the way you have to take there. You do the mechanic. You come back. You can talk because you tired. Sometimes you can eat because you're so tired. So I start thinking for my for something I really like. So I start looking for security job, and I start working for security job for Bergamo first. And after Bergamo, because Bergamo is more expensive, and I have my friend in Naples, and my brother to live in Naples too. So I have more people and they can help me just to start making my business.
Yeah.
And I move in Naples. Yeah. I move in Naples after 1 month. I start working. And this time I am just the first black man working in club in Naples. So this I remember. And sometimes they come, they look like they're touching. So because the security you have to be like stop like that and serious, right?
Yeah.
And they sometimes they come, they want to joke. They want to joke. Oh, you normal? You talk? So they find I never be, sometimes they want to disrespect you, but this not never be for me. I always think for my job. So for my job, no more people, no more the business job and making that.
Yeah.
After this, I start making after 1 year, I start working. After 1 year, every client call me to work. So I start working myself. So if they want me, they call me directly, man. Now, and I can see they call me directly, man, and I start working.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, from working security, you now decide to go into fitness. You open your own fitness.
This
business
big because after when I start working for security, I understand I can do more.
Okay.
Because I see, okay, I have a lot of people. I see a lot of people in African people, more people in general, and nearly didn't have, say, the money is not we really want. So didn't have good job, or maybe the job is not really this I want to do. So when I start doing it there, I said, okay, I love the fitness. I already studied fitness before that, okay, because I started studying fitness. I said, okay, maybe I can start making I can start doing my certificate for personal training.
Yep.
Yeah, and this I remember the Tuesday and Saturday I work in the club. The Sunday morning from the club, I go directly in the train station. I take my train. I sleep in the train. I go to Rome to my personal training certificate. So this I do that for like 6 months. Every weekend I take the train. Every Sunday I take the train. After work, I go directly in Rome. I do my certificate. Sometimes they talk, I sleep too. So, you say, I start saying, oh, Diallo, you tired? I say, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. And this I do for 6 months. The money I'm making from security, this I take for pay my first certification, personal training certification. This is the big satisfaction I have when they give me my certification, because the first day I start working, I start doing it there. I remember the man, he called me, he said, oh, so you go in school in here? I said, no, I'm never going to school here. So do you speak Italian? I said, yes. I speak Italian. He come, sure he give me something to read, right? Just to make sure if I understand what I'm saying. I said, yeah, I never go to school, but I like Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I read more in Italian, so I can do whatever I want in that. He said, but if you don't go to school, why you do? I said, we try. After 8 months, when I got my certification, and I said, I remember she named Antonio. I said, Antonio, and the signor Antonio. You see, if I'm not born here, I can do something more. So we start looking. This is the very good certification I have this day, and this gives me more power to study more, just to have more formation.
It push you to do more stuff.
Yeah,
to
learn more than my job, right?
Yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful. That's very inspiring. So, let me see. I just have to ask. While doing security, who was the most popular person that you've seen?
Oh,
when I do security,
the most famous.
Yeah, the most famous.
It's been DJs, I think, right?
I work with all the big DJs in American DJ. Like my best is Joe Closet. Joe Closet, because he have I call him the African spirit, because he from here, but he know more than the Fela Kuti than me. Okay, so he know more than Africa. He know all the things. He teach me from African culture, So, and all the best DJ I work like Dave Morales, good person, really good. Eric Morillo, when they call me, I work with him. And like the rock star, an Italian rock star Vasco Rossi, I work with him too. So I work, and after this I change just because to make more money, I changed my business. I started doing the private events.
Okay.
So they just call me. I just do push my price more higher. So I change my dress just to make my business. So,
I understand that. Yeah.
So they start calling me for my performance, my professional, my Italian, and I learned good Italian too. So they just call me for my mode to work and for my professional.
Yeah.
So I start working while the agency, they call me. I go like in Lago di Garda. It's like Brescia, Bergamo, Brescia in the north, and Capri. I go in Capri, Amalfi Coast, and Puglia. I start travel for work too.
Oh wow.
Okay. Then this agency, the American agency, it's this American, yes, this American, because I remember she's from New York, and they have same staff from like Orlando, I started working with them, and it's a good experience with them because I started working. I work with the Robbie Williams, the actor Williams.
Oh, the Robin Williams, he's late now.
He's more now.
The comedian, that passed away.
This last time I see him again, and the Capri is last year when I go. Mm-hmm. Last year I see again. It really cool person. So,
well, the musician or the actor? The actor is dead.
The actor, not a musician. The actor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought, was it last year the actor died? I thought the actor is dead.
I thought he did. Yeah.
I remember this. I remember when I see him in the Capri, I can tell he really sick. Because I take him from the place, and we go direct him in the hotel. I give him assistance from there in the hotel. They ask me for that.
Yep.
So whatever you do, you have to be like, you have to follow him. And this I remember, he really not powerful. So we talk just a little bit, but I can take this moment. He really sick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So Napoli you didn't do anything with Napoli?
And Napoli, for famous in Napoli, I do. Oh yes, I do. And
I'm a big fan of Koulibaly, so I'm just waiting to hear Koulibaly.
Koulibaly, I have good relationship with Koulibaly, like person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I remember 1 month before coronavirus. Yeah. I meet him in the Hotel Romeo, because Hotel Romeo is I think the best hotel we have in Naples. I start training the owner 2 years ago. So I start working the owner. I start training the other people. Like I have 5 clients in Hotel Romeo. So I go every day. And last time I meet him there, he said, "Oh, I'm not seeing you. Yeah, what you doing? Why che fine fatto?" I said, "No, because now I'm married now, so I have to take for my family. I can go every day in the club, So we start talking. They say, "Oh, you can go to my house, something." But this moment we are busy because we have to leave, and we looking for shipment, everything.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, maybe before I leave, but I'm not getting time
to talk to
go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll come back to Italy again. Well, in a way, might stay in Italy, but since we've already mentioned musicians, let's just dive into music for both of you. So, when it comes to music, both of you have been to different parts of the world. Where's your favorite music from?
That was a really good question, because I love music, all types of music.
Okay.
So-
Who's your favorite artist?
You ask what is my
for both of you.
favorite music form?
Oh, I know your favorite.
Oh.
I know. I can answer his.
You tell me his favorite music, and then he tells me your favorite music.
He loves Bob Marley. You
Okay.
love Bob Marley. He can listen to Bob Marley for the rest of his life and nothing else. And he will be perfectly okay.
Yeah, you're right. Bob Marley.
He works out. Who works out to Bob Marley?
No.
Salif Keita, Bob Marley.
Oh, Salif Keita. That's the man who taught my daughter how to say Africa.
Yeah. Salif Keita, Fela from Fela.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, no wrong choice right there.
Yeah, that's my three.
Three
I
legends.
can listen for forever.
But walking out to Bob Marley, that's a new one. I thought you walk out with pumping
You
music.
gotta have like some loud
That's
music.
that,
Like
because
you know, like,
what
why?
everything he talk, it give me more power. So
Well,
I don't know whether
I like
they
that.
ask me, why you listen Bob Marley? Because give me more power.
There's truth to power, right? It's saying the truth. So okay, but what about what is Teresa's favorite music?
One I know.
I have a couple of because
I want Abou to tell me.
Oh my God.
I'm sure she love Nepsi.
Okay.
She love Nepsi.
Mm-hmm.
I remember she loved that. She love Jeezy.
Yeah.
Okay.
She love Jeezy. And Beyonce.
Everybody love the Beehive.
But she more than I mean sometimes she start. I like.
But then what else? I like a lot of different things.
Yeah, but she really love music. She changed every time. She changed more.
She changed with the weather.
It really depends on the day when I wake up. It really depends on like how.
Right. I guess you're like me.
When I was interning, I used to intern for an acoustical architecture firm. So all we did was recording studios and theaters, and like I just ended up going like to all these different recording studios, and I just love the art of people like making something from nothing, like making music. I thought it was like the dopest thing in the world. So I listen to in the mornings, like every morning usually, if it's not like gospel music that I'm listening to like get my mind right, I'll probably just listen to like jazz, like soft jazz when I'm like I did that all day this morning when I'm working. I love Afro beats too.
Yeah,
when I went to Africa, after I went to Africa, we come back from Africa. You couldn't tell me I went from Africa when I came back from Africa. Listen, all I listened to, everybody.
Wait. When you say Afro beats, is it the current stuff, or are you talking about Fela? Which one are you talking about?
It was current and it was old because
it's different.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me tell you.
Abou knows what I'm talking about.
It was current music because my first time going to Africa was with him. And we went, when he got there, it was like, oh, Abou is home. And they took us to we went around like all your friends. They took us to like all these different clubs. And I was just fascinated. But then I always listened to the music that you would listen to in Italy. And I was like, well, Abou, I like this one better. I like the new better. It was cool to me. It was all right. So now I have on Spotify, that's what's going on now. I have like 2 playlists. And so
this the Afrobeat.
Yep, that's the real thing.
Afrobeat. This the original.
That's real Afrobeat.
Okay, but it's not like
that's Afrobeat.
It's all right. Yeah.
That's the real thing.
But yeah, I think in general,
I'm sorry.
I like all types of music because then I can also switch and listen.
What's the name of the Ivorian guy who passed away? Did he die this year? DJ Arafat. Is it Arafat? Arafat.
DJ Arafat.
Yeah. I like that dude too.
Yeah. But there's a music I never follow this music because
I know more about that.
it's pumping though. It's pumping.
Yeah, pumping. Oh no, they don't say anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't listen to it for the. It's just you just want to dance and that's it.
Yeah, there's that. There's that. I love that. Yeah.
I love R&B too.
Yeah.
But I love old school R&B, like Keith Sweat R&B.
Oh my goodness, that is real old school. How old are you again?
Like, I kind of because I grew up like my mom was in college in the 90s. The 90s, I only remember like 90s music. So to me, like 90s R&B is like just a whole.
It is a different. It's a whole groove unto itself. So if I ask for your top 3 artists, who would you give me?
Oh, why would you do that? in what genre? You gotta give me a genre.
Oh, okay. Then we're not going there. Then you're kind of like me because I listen to music from every genre.
What? I love, like he said, I love me some Nipsey Hussle. Before everybody got on Nipsey, like I was like, I have been a Nipsey Hussle fan.
I remember
forever.
Remember when he died?
Yeah.
We're in Portugal. I remember. Yeah. When he died, and this morning we in vacancy. She wake up. She said, "What happened? What happened?"
Yeah, I was so hurt.
Do you remember the guy, Nipsey, the guy, the rapper? I said, yes, he died. She started crying.
Oh, no.
She started crying.
Yeah, that's a true fan right there.
For her, I started following the Nipsey too, so to understand what you said, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know his music that much. I knew his quotes, which I respected. I liked some of his quotes, but yeah, when I heard he was of Eritrean descent, I was like, oh wow, I never knew that. So yeah.
He really talk. He talk more, right? He talk more.
And I just used to listen to his not even just his music, his interviews.
Yeah,
I would like.
I saw a couple of his interviews too after he passed.
Yeah, I would replay those.
And my favorite rapper is
Jay-Z.
It's Jay-Z.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was coming up.
Yeah, there's that.
Go
ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good choice right there.
He's a good choice, you know.
I mean, you can't go wrong. You got Bob Marley, you got Fela, you got Salif Keita. It's easy to throw Jay-Z in there. That's a good. Wow. It's a good place to have Jay-Z. You know. I mean, you already have. My daughter likes those names already. Bob Marley, Fela, and Salif Keita. You know, so.
It's that.
I played Salif Keita's. When I played Africa, the first time I played that song, my daughter was sleeping and she just jumped up. And after like 2 minutes, she started saying Africa. Africa. I said, okay, now you've learned the word Africa. That's good. Yeah. And after that, I played. Anytime she hears the song, she's just like Africa. She's just shaking her head. I said, okay.
Yes?
Yeah. That's how she knows good. If she doesn't like the song, she's like, she doesn't care. But if she likes the song, she starts repeating one line from the song, and before you know it, she can't talk completely, but she can be singing the whole song, and you know. So yep, that's how I know a classic song. I go to my almost 2-year-old and play it for her. If she likes it, that's a great song.
It's a good song. Yeah.
All right, so now we've done music. Let's go to food. So
okay.
Before we leave music, there was one thing that wasn't mentioned. With Abou spending a lot of years in Italy, you didn't mention an Italian artist.
My Italian artist?
Yeah.
My Italian artist, I can take, I like really good music. I can take Lucio Dalla. Lucio Dalla, yeah.
Okay. I don't know the person, but I will music. Because I collect music from everywhere, so
yeah,
I'll go look up that name.
Lucio Dalla. They have some like artists, really good artists, but Lucio Dalla I like more. And Vasco Rossi, and I work for too. So
Oh yeah, you mentioned Vasco Rossi earlier. Yeah.
Vasco Rossi is he look like crazy, but he's a really good person.
Okay.
Yes, he's a good person, and it's. I remember I have good time with him. He's really good. But my favorite is the Lucio Dalla.
Lucio Dalla. And
Yes.
Teresa, did you mess with Italian music?
No, I can't get down with the Italian music. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing. Now that's one thing I couldn't get
Not
down
yet.
with. Not yet.
They'll have to work on you. They have to make a better effort.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
I try.
He tried, but it was an epic fail. No.
I try. The Italian don't have.
It's different. Like
they have really new. They change, okay. And some artists they change every year.
Oh.
Okay. And this year maybe you do some pop, hip hop, rap, and 1 year ago it changed different. You do like slow music, it change again.
Oh, all right.
A lot of people.
I might find it interesting. I like people who change. Okay.
Oh,
all right. So let's jump to food.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite food?
Abou? Favorite food?
Yeah.
You see how big he is?
Everything.
Everything.
What? Where's that from? Is that Ivorian or?
Yeah. Okay. Because I like Ivorian, just because we do diet we have different things to eat, and a lot of food. African food, they fry. It's fried. It's more heavy.
Yeah.
So I try. I like that, but I don't eat that. No. So, but I don't have problem to eat. I eat everything. I don't eat the African food just because it's fried. Like the banana. What is the name? The aloko. Aloko is what is aloko? Is the
bananas?
The bananas is the banana fried.
Banana?
Yes.
Oh,
is that fried banana or plantains?
No, it's
banana plantain. Banana plantain fried.
But what do you call it?
Aloko, yes.
Aloko. And it tastes different than a plantain. It tastes
different. But
different.
it's a plantain really good, mature, and it's really good.
So when we went there, that was my first time ever seeing a sea of red bananas. So I was like in shock. I was like, what is this? And it was they're really, really sweet.
They're sweet because
very, very sweet.
They look.
Oh, so it gets
it's more for long time.
Very ripe.
Very ripe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I've tried Ivorian food. Yeah, that's the only food I've not tried. There was one Ivorian who was in boot camp with me, but that dude was a knucklehead. Yeah. So. Yeah, I didn't talk to him after we got out of boot camp. I don't even know where he is. So I wasn't going to ask him to cook for me or something. Now that I think I look back, the Ivorian food is a food I've not had. Because I've hung out with Togolese, people from Benin, Togo. I have Ghanaian family, so I've eaten Ghanaian food. I eat Ghanaian food all the time. Liberia.
Oh, Ghanaian food.
Guinea. Yeah, so Ivorian I've not had. Yeah, so it's not just realized that I've not had Ivorian food, but I've had everybody's food around Ivorian. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
No, I don't have problem. I eat everything. I don't. I like try different food too. So
of course, that's the best way to go.
Yeah, I eat everything. My wife.
Yeah. So
we have the
So are both of you on the same favorite food?
I'm picky.
Oh, okay. Now you got my attention. So
but if I had to choose what I like the most, you probably not gonna notice or not. But what I like the most was postpone. Postpone was I could probably eat that every other day.
Poisson is the like fish, fresh fish, and grilled.
Okay.
Oh, so grilled fish.
They do the poisson, and they do the salad like onion and tomatoes. They do the cream, the oil, and they have like the atike is like I don't remember.
It's kind of like I don't know how to describe
couscous.
it.
I don't know if you know couscous.
Yes, I know couscous.
It's the same couscous, but they do the same tree. They have an Ivory Coast like manioc. The name is manioc.
Oh.
They make for there is the food from Ivory Coast. If you talk for atike is from Ivory Coast.
Oh.
So you can eat for everything. You can eat white sauce. You can eat white aloko. You can eat like that. So they eat like rice. Okay, exactly.
Wow. Okay.
They eat like rice.
But it sticks together. So that was like that was my first meal. In Paris with your childhood friend.
Yeah.
Oh, so you had it in Paris, not even in not
I
back
had
home.
my first time ever having it was we went to Paris and he met with his childhood friend who lives in Paris and his wife invited us over and I had my first official African meal.
Yeah. We
washed my hands and it was amazing. So when I got to Ivory Coast, I was like, well, I gotta try here. And I ate it.
We eat for every day. For 5 days.
I ate it like every day.
We go lunch, but what you wanna eat? Poisson. Okay, we eat poisson.
It was good.
It's called
poisson. Poisson, this is the fish in French,
Poisson.
And we go to dinner, babe, why you want to eat poisson? This 2 days. 2 days, I said, babe, we have to change.
It's so good.
We have to change now. We change.
So good.
You have to try different food.
And the fish is so just in general, just from living in Italy. But I would say second would be Italian food.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there was an Italian any Italian dish
right now.
Yeah.
The best restaurant in all of Italy is Osteria Angelina. And his name is Emilio, okay? It is the best restaurant, period. They have a fire Instagram. You need to go see them on Instagram.
Because
send it to me on Instagram. Send it to me on Instagram.
I'm gonna send it to you. It's and they do all the photos, the videos. The mother is the cook, the only cook allowed in the kitchen.
Okay.
She is the one that prepares it. And they have pictures of the history of the recipes of the family. It is they've been published in cookbooks for all of the osterias in Italy and ranked. It's
good. The guy is really good because he started making nothing. He started working him and his mom, 2 guys, and now he have good business and. Good restaurant, good. We eat that.
Genovese? Oh my God.
She eat Genovese. Okay, this Genovese is like amazing. African food. The noodles is the noodles,
It's
the noodles,
It's not.
It's the like noodles. Why? And beef, but the beef sauce they do like onion, so they cook onion for 24
hours. Yeah.
Wow.
They cook it's like marinated.
It's really good.
Yes.
Believe me, she eat there for 6 months.
When I find something that I like, I stick with it because I am very, very picky.
You're loyal. You're loyal to the core. You're like, nobody can tempt me away. Nobody.
Yeah, because if I taste something and I don't like it, it'll just like ruin my whole mood.
She don't eat. She don't stop. She stop eating. So for me, it's good.
I get what I like.
Good, I like. Yeah. And but sometimes I said, okay, why you want to change? Can you change? You can try something else.
No.
Okay, today I want to change. After 5 minutes, no, I want a Genovese. Okay, you got to go Genovese. It's fine.
But I will tell you, when we moved here, I was really interested in seeing Abou eat just some of the places I would go to here.
Yeah.
And I for so long, since I was almost gone for like 3 years. So like when we came back, I was like, man, I used to go to Chick-fil-A. I can't wait to eat Chick-fil-A again. And the first thing we did was we went to we landed in New York, and we had I took him to what was it, Five Guys. Because I was like, you have to get the greasiest burger right now ever. This is the only way I can truly welcome you to America is by giving you this burger. So yeah, we did that, and then when we got to DC, I was so eager to go to Chick-fil-A, and I couldn't eat it, and then I almost dropped a whole tear because I was like, what's wrong with me right now? It was because I think my body now, I can't I ate so much fresh food for so long that when I tasted Chick-fil-A, I just tasted all the grease, and I was like trying to eat it too. I was like, no, I'm just.
I was like that. I still don't really do fast foods like that since I came back from Bahrain. I just changed, but since you are in DC, I recommend. It's not. I hope they're still open. Nando's. It's
Nando's,
Nando's. It's in not. It's in.
We have passed.
It's I think South African or Portuguese South African, whichever. I don't know. I always mix which one is which. But I got introduced to them while I was in Bahrain. And I think you like that what they have. It's chicken. It's chicken based. Yeah, it's chicken based.
Yeah,
and
the chicken is pretty good.
Yeah,
there, yeah.
It's not. The American version is still meets the international version. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll come sponsor me now. Now I've given them a shout out. So let's move on with spend enough time on food. So now like one thing again. So you guys spent the whole quarantine in Italy.
Yes.
What was that like? In comparison to what America is like.
This is not a lockdown at all. This is freedom.
No.
This is like
lockdown. They don't do it. I'm not.
There is no lockdown here. We were locked down.
Lockdown that they stopped everything.
Everything.
They stopped everything.
All of the restaurants were closed. There was no delivery. The only thing that was open was a supermarket. And even at that, the supermarket had limited hours, and you were not allowed to like the supermarket. Only one person could go get groceries in your family. Okay. And so the other thing was they had police at every checkpoint in the neighborhoods. So you could only leave your house if you had a piece of paper that said the exact address of the supermarket that you were going to. You were not allowed to leave your zone. So if you lived in Campania, you weren't allowed to be over in.
If you live you live
Portuguese, like you couldn't be that far.
Yeah.
You had to go to a supermarket within your zone.
Your zone, yeah.
And you would get stopped. And if you did not have a piece of paper, that what was it? Because authorization to leave. Yeah. If you didn't have that paper, then you would get arrested.
They give you a ticket.
You there were major consequences for.
And they give you a report too.
Yeah.
They take you to court. They give you like 800 ticket.
But you could also get arrested.
And after they call you in court too. Maybe they arrest you for 6 months. They can arrest you for 6 months.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, yes.
So it was literally nobody.
I guess that makes sense with why the numbers came down from the crazy, because at one stage Italy was like
we were the highest.
The center point for the coronavirus in the world, and then they're able to bring the whole numbers down to the stage where they could start to reopen the country gradually. So
the country didn't start to reopen though. It was a solid 90 days of complete, a little bit over 90. Because
it was over. It was over because they stopped the league and everything.
In June, yeah, in June is when it was like phase 2, but it was really like like nothing. Because I remember the walking outside was like, it was just crazy. Like you couldn't, like if you just, luckily we had like a villa where we could go outside on the porch. But like, I mean, for people that were in apartments, like that didn't have like an outdoor area, they couldn't go outside.
We said because we have the house is big, so you can go outside the house
in your
sit
fence,
down.
yeah.
So just you can move or you can work out outside, and they stop everything.
That sounds like what a lockdown should be like. When you say lockdown, not like, because everybody is complaining about, oh, this is hard, this is tough, the economy. Like we haven't had a real lockdown still, but
no, because you didn't eat if you didn't cook.
But oh well. So welcome back to America, and it's interesting times, but getting to America was a whole different journey on its own. So, do you want to walk us through bringing Abou to America and how you went about that?
Yep. That was it was pretty difficult. I wouldn't say it was pretty difficult. The process. I think that the process for us, me being a service member, was in a nutshell, because I've heard of stories where it can be more, time consuming and whatnot. I think it was as quick as it could have been compared to someone that was not a service member. But I found that me being a service member, I thought it would just be like a breeze.
Yep.
And it was not. And I found it the things that I found difficult were, well, one, it is expensive to go through that process, and to go through that process and possibly be told no, you don't get that money back, right? So it's true. Basically just like a time to just, and the explanations of a no, it can mean they don't have to tell you why, and 9 times out of 10 they don't tell you why.
True.
We actually tried to do a visitation, and that was denied, and the letter is just a very generic letter that basically says, no, and
no,
you just you walk away without your money and kind of not knowing how to go about applying the next time, or what did you do wrong. And so for me, I think I took that one a little bit more to heart, because I confided in other people that were around me at work, other service members who, like me, I found those people that, fell in love with a foreign national, and asked them, hey, how did you go about doing this? And a lot of the feedback I received was, oh, it shouldn't be a problem. And, my wife was from here, and oh yeah, my wife was from here. And you'll be able to do that, no problem. But we're in different times right now in the world. And so I took that with after we received our no letter, I took that with a grain of salt, kind of going into it. And I think another thing that I was not aware of was definitely, once we received that no, I'd started to get super smart on just immigration all around. Because then I wanted to know, I wanted to know why. You have to have you have to tell me why this could not, why he can't visit. And I think that I was, when someone tells me no, it just has to have an explanation, and it can't be just because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day, and your own personal judgment of a person's character, which I don't understand how someone can just do that. So I started just reading up on it, and I remember I would watch the news a little bit about like immigration, and I never, quite honestly, paid that much attention to it. And I think it was because when things don't specifically affect you, you don't really you see it, but it doesn't really hit you that hard.
Yeah.
And so when that actually did affect me, it was like, okay, I gotta face it nose down and kind of figure this out. So that's what we did. And before I could do that, there was a lot of things, just because I am a service member, a lot of checks and balances that I had to do, which is understandable. But I also think that during that time, it was hard to continue to, to just always have this positive, because I always try to have a positive outlook on everything.
Yep.
But it was like always very difficult to keep going through this process before we could even start the package, with my own peers and things of that nature, and having to explain who I fell in love with to someone that wasn't even the State Department.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like that was a real big invasion of privacy, and for things that are super important to you, those things should never have to be explained. But I do understand that there is a formality in things. It's just, as that formality, as you go through that process, of course, people add their 2 cents. So in the midst of going through that, as people add one person add 2 cents, another person add 2 cents, it starts to carry a load. And then just, I think once we got, our package through, I wanted to make sure of it. So we like beefed it up. I had my mother write her own personal letter. My father write a letter. I had people just vouch on my character. And when we were building the package, I learned more about myself.
Wow.
In that moment.
I never see her like stressful like this. Like,
So I have to say something. Well, before I say what I'm going to say, Abu, when you were told no, did they say any? What did the person? Do you remember what the person said to you at the embassy?
the first time for the visit time, remember because I had here,
I have a reason why I'm asking you, and I will explain. But can you just tell me that moment when the person said no, how the person said no to you?
You have to tell me how you told me exactly what you said.
I remember that she have like the Chinese. You remember the Chinese phrase that I don't know if she's Chinese or Japanese, but the Asiatic people said, okay. So we start talking, she asked me, I have whatever she asked me, I respond and say, okay, I do my personal, I give her my paper for the job I do. They asked me for the Italian taxes.
Yep.
I give her this, we have to put it in the paper too. And one thing she said is it's impossible. I said, oh, it's impossible. But I tried because I know she job is different. So I don't want to give her a problem. Maybe I want to just, your husband come here to, but just I stopped after 1 minute. I said, can I ask some question? She said, yeah. I said, why? Because it's impossible. She said, "Oh, because I just think because we talk in Italian.
Yeah.
Just because I want to understand more.
Okay.
And I talk in Italian. Okay. She said, oh, because I don't think your relationship is real. It's serious. It's serious. I said, I look at her like that. I said, okay. I think if you say that, okay. But if you think your job give you the power to say me that, okay, it's fine. She said, but maybe you can try. You can try again. I say, if you say my relationship, why I have to try again. I have to pay again to try. You know what I do to have this money to pay now? The 300.
I forget.
Yeah,
There's
300.
so
I'm
many
not for
fees.
it's 300 or 350 like that. So I said, but if you think no, you can try again after 1 month. I can try again.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can continue to
yeah,
spend your money.
yeah, they'll take your money and
No,
then yeah.
if you think my relationship is not serious, I can. But she try, she tried, but she tried. Say, okay, I respect you. Okay, this is your job, but make sure you do a good job. You good your job. I said, okay, have a good day, and I leave. When I go outside, she looked me that.
Oh, I was so.
I said, she said they give you. I said, no, they don't give me.
Because I'm always on the. Go ahead.
I asked because it's bringing back memories, and it's two different categories of memories. Because I did prior. I'm prior Navy, and so I have some experience with people who married foreign spouses filing for their spouses. So I'm familiar with that route because I knew someone whose job was for his command was to help sailors who were filing, who were in your position, in Theresa's position. But way before that, before I came to United States, my mom was the one with the green card, and she didn't want to become a citizen, but because of me, she became a citizen later on. But my elder brother was born here in the 70s, and they had filed for me, and it looked like a simple, easy case. And I was supposed to get my visa. I think it was 2001, the first time I went to the embassy, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, you need one more document. Go get it, and then go." And took almost a year to get it, and then I get the documents, and I show up, all happy, and it's like and they're like, "How old are you again?" Say I'm 18, and then what was that? 18 or 21? Or 21. And they're like, "Oh, when did you turn 21?" I say, "Oh, May." And they're like, "Yeah, this is July. You can't get a visa. No." What? Uh, yeah, based on this visa we're supposed to give you. That's why. I'm like, yeah, but that would that's the type of visa that we're going to give you comes with a green card, and that's why you can't get it. I'm like, but that wasn't. I don't think anybody knew that. They're like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you can still file again. So all the money gone. So I said I missed the visa the first time, and the second time I got denied again. I can't recall the reason why. And then the third time I got rejected. They came on another reason. So I got denied 3 times.
Oh man!
Like the third time when I got rejected, when I got home, and then one of my uncles came to see me and was talking about suicide, and that I was like, what the hell? Like I was depressed, yes, but the guy was talking about suicide.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I think the first time was when you guys should have brought up the suicide talk, but I was really like, I was pissed, sad, but like that day when I came home that first time, I just fell on the floor, like passed out. But I wouldn't even eat. But I was frustrated and mad because everything had been pictured like I was gone. And even when I finally got the visa, which was like almost 6 years of filing, and they still like at that last moment were like, yeah, are you sure? We don't think we have enough evidence that you are this woman's child. So we now, after you guys could have asked for a DNA test all these years, it's now you finally woke up. So so it took almost a few months again, and then on the final day when the guy finally looked at me and he was like, "So I have one more question." I'm like, "Really? What's this question?" And he's like, "So are you married?" I said, "No." So he's like, "Why are you single? A guy like you, handsome guy like you." I said, "Because I don't know, but if you have somebody you want to hook me up with, I'm down." And that's how he just started laughing, and he just stamped me. He's like, "You know what?" He just started laughing. He just stamped me like, "Get out, get out." It was like, well, I'm like, what kind of questions this guy keep throwing at me, And then so I think back then I was so frustrated. Like I was like, I don't care anymore. If you want to give me, give me. If you don't want to give me, then to hell with it.
We do that. We do that for us too.
So, but by the time I came into the Navy, the thing I found that I noticed was that I wasn't even aware about the when it comes to marrying a foreign spouse, how the processing of the visa, But it was someone who he's still in the Navy today. He's also an officer, and he was open. He told me that the reason why he joined was because he had like 2 master degrees. He was also born in a foreign country, from Africa, and he said the reason why he joined was because he wanted to bring his wife over, but it was difficult. And somebody said, "Oh, if you join the Navy, it'll be easier for you to bring your wife over," and he did it. And he became an officer and was like, bam, bam, bam. And before I knew it, his wife was over. And I was like, wow, it really works that fast. He's like, oh, yeah, someone in my command helped with the paperwork and the package. And I was like, oh, okay. So it must really be easy. And then I started meeting other people. And the one thing they had in common was that it seems to be like if it's a man, people don't really question the intention.
Get married all the time.
Yeah. But at the same time, we know of the scandals in the military. We know of the pay to marry thing. We've seen it all. We know because we've seen people who got caught doing it. And the one thing that they have in common is it's men who keep getting caught because it's so easy to catch them. It's like, come on, dude, like you come on, you could have hidden it. If you wanted to get away with it, you could have gotten away with it. But it's men who keep getting caught all the time for committing
and I
this
think
crime.
Also, with that, that's a great point that you put. Yeah. Most men, majority of not just the Navy, majority of military
of the branches,
period, of all the branches,
it's men.
Nationals are men.
Yeah, but the scrutiny seems to be on women. When it's a woman, especially a woman of color. It's like, oh, wait. Oh, now we're gonna bring all the security. Now we want to do security check. We want to make sure, like, how come you didn't see any man in America to get married to, and now you want to go get married to a guy from overseas? Like,
why would she want to do this?
Even when we're in Bahrain, I noticed something like this, but then I was on a different wavelength, so I didn't really. But I did catch it once or twice. Like if a woman in the Navy was dating a foreign national, there was this really, you don't want to date one of us. But if one of us we were dating the same, we're doing the same thing, dating outside of the foreign national. Everybody was cool. But once one of our women sailors was doing the same thing, then everybody like, hey, what about us? Why are you leaving us? And then
I had somebody ask me, a fellow member of mine, asked me, are you sure you want to do this? And I said to myself, I'm also a person of like, I am where I am because of the character like that I have. And I take my responsibilities in my job and just in life very seriously. And I conduct myself in a certain manner. And so therefore, like, I give respect, but I also know that there's certain questions, like there's certain things that you just know not to approach me with. Like you would never hear Theresha's name in some foolishness, you know what I mean? And so I think when people started to ask me, was I serious about what I was doing when I had never been married before, nor as a female officer have I ever brought anybody to a military function, because I didn't want to be looked at as like, well, I'm not married, I'm just dating, I don't want to bring somebody and then y'all be like, oh, she out there, like, so it's just like, I kept my personal life separate, and I never let that hinder, or cross the line into my work environment. And so when people would ask me, are you serious? I'm like, I'm 30 years old. I got a whole master's degree. Like, I'm a whole lieutenant. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is not a time to try to counsel me on my personal life. because I have yet to give anybody a reason to question my character.
And your decisions.
So yeah, my decisions and my personal decisions. And so I know that there are people that have done wrong, right? And so for those people that have done wrong, there are, that's why you have things set in place. But when you get the comments like that with those, things that they've set in place, it's a little bit more difficult. And I think that I do think our process was fast in general. But when I tell you, I felt like it was long and drawn out, even when we went to the embassy for the interview. They didn't believe I made that much money. Just like, they didn't think that, like, she looked at me when I handed over my taxes and stuff, and she was looking at me like, because I'm a reservist, right? Yeah. So like, like I have, when I'm not on active duty orders, I have a civilian job. And that civilian job, it pays well. But like the look, we actually ended up having to leave. And she said, well, you don't have to come back. Your husband can come back tomorrow. And I said, no. And then she said it again. And then he was asking me why I don't get upset with it. But I told her, I said, you have not asked anybody else in this room to come back tomorrow. And everybody else was there with their spouse. So the U.S. citizen was there with their spouse. So why would I let my husband come back by himself? That's not what I'm here for. And so I just found those things just to be annoying and difficult. And just normally I would kind of face those things just on a day-to-day basis of like having to kind of prove who I am first to people. Yeah. Because of their perception of maybe a Black female or just in general, their own, ignorance. And I just found it really hard during that time to deal with that when it had to deal with like my family at that point. Yeah. So it was like, I was okay.
Which you had every right to, because you had to defend your family. And I mean, for me, where I'm at right now, I don't care if you made a bad decision or a good decision. I'm like, I knew and I saw it with my own two eyes. Seamen recruits bringing anybody to picnics and all that. And we knew what they were, and we knew that this was not going to end well. People were like, oh, after 3 weeks, I want to get married. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, nobody stood up and said, look, son, this is not the right step to make right now. You're going to be crying after 6 months, your paycheck will be gone. Nobody did that for that person. But when there's this, we claim it's protection, but it's not protection. We know what it is. It's patriarchy. We're trying to, when we see a Black woman, we think we can just bust over them. And no, I'm just going to say what it is and say, no, Black women can make that decision. And if they want to stand, I stand by it. And I say you old enough. You've carried yourself through life. So they should have just stood by you and supported you. And nobody at the embassy that's not their job. Their job is to check if the papers are correct, they're legal. And that's it. So
if you can't tell me,
if it meets the criteria, it meets the criteria. I mean, there are people who should be getting visas who are getting visas, and then they now act like when they see you, then they're now acting like, I mean, come on, but we know. But anyway, I just had to put that there because I've seen it in the military, and when I tell people, some people are like, oh, but I'm like, okay, let's start listing the examples, and I list the examples, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, okay, let's go look back at those marriages. Where are those marriages today? And then we're like, oh yeah, we can't find them. It's like we have to get the flashlight and we start searching. We can't find them, and then we want to go mess up the legitimate ones. Like, come on, it don't make no sense. So yeah. But I'm happy that you guys finally made it, and you're here. You guys are a wonderful couple, and I do hope to when things calm down a little bit, and you guys come to New York, I'm gonna try and get you to try Ghanaian food. You know.
Oh, I'll try it. I'll try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's Ghanaian, there's Nigerian
Ghanaian
food.
food, I like dokunu.
I don't. That's the. Oh well, you were right next to Ghanaian border too.
Yeah.
So that must be
I hate it.
the Ghanaian side. I've never heard of, but I think the one we have here, papaya is the restaurant is called Papaya. Is much more simple stuff that they have. But yeah, we'll
Sure,
start
we
with the
come here.
simple stuff before we get to the main cuisine. I don't cook that. I cook some Ghanaian too. I have Ghanaian blood.
Okay.
So, yeah, I cook that.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
Excuse me, I have
good.
Nigerian and I cook some Nigerian stuff and I cook some Ghanaian stuff. But if I
Nigerian,
cook
I
for you,
like-
you might not leave my house, so I won't cook for you. You might try to move me.
Okay, perfect.
So,
Thank-
let's get to the final question.
yeah.
What would you like to leave the audience with? A word of advice could be, a word from your favorite line from a book that you've read, a song a line from a song that you like, just anything you like to leave the audience with.
Go you first.
I don't know. I probably leave you with bring out a whole Bible verse.
Hey, it's your time.
Yeah, I would probably say Jeremiah 29:11 for me, because that's what pretty much I think got me, through my life and really through the time that we've had, now being almost married 1 year now. That's pretty much what I live by, to just keep living, like keep having good character no matter how you are, treated, and keeping a positive outlook on things, and from just understanding different cultures and whatnot. So
Yeah, for me, just to, like she said, okay, to be always positive, and have more respect for the people live with you, like your family in general. Have every all the time for your family, and the whole now is busy because we work hard, we work every time, but never forget the time. Your family time is important. If you lose that, you lose more in your life.
I agree. Yeah.
concur.
That's my favorite, one of my favorite Nigerian songs, because it's my tribal person that sang it. I concur.
Yeah.
All righty. So I can't thank you enough for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for
Grazia.
having us. Yeah.
So, do you have a plug-in that you would like to leave the audience with? Anything you would like to plug in, please go ahead.
Plug in Emilio. We're plugging Emilio again. It's his Instagram. If you guys want to check out the Instagram, Emilio, you're gonna have to start, throwing some cash. Just kind of, I've been out there, like putting you out there a lot, Emilio. It's Osteria, OSTRIA _ Angelina, ANGELINA. That is the best restaurant in all of Italy. Okay. And when you go there and you walk through the door, immediately say, "Ciao, Emilio," and he's gonna just give you a hug. He don't even know who you are. And then say T sent you.
Okay. All right.
There's
Abou,
that.
anything? You going with that too?
Yeah, no, for me, I just for my business.
Your
now,
own business.
my business.
Love your
now,
own business. That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to make. I'm just doing my business here. I already have my business in Italy. Just I'm looking here for my personal training. So this
You need a trainer.
All right.
she
So how can people find you?
Yeah, if I'm
Instagram.
Yes, I see the all this.
So it's Instagram.
Okay.
And
I will post your Instagram feed, and don't forget to send me Emilio's Instagram too, and I'll post both of them.
Okay.
Well, when I release the episodes, and I will tag them on social media also. All right.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Grazie and
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille. Yeah, I forgot.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte. And
Yes.
addio. All
Addio,
right.
no.
So thank you all for joining us for this episode. Don't forget to share with your friends, and don't forget you can listen via Alexa, and I think and also Google. Say hi, hey Google, and Google will play the podcast. So catch you all at the next episode. Thank you for the privilege of your company. Thanks for listening to White Label American. If you enjoyed the show, we'll appreciate if you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. If you have any questions, comments, or have someone who will be a good guest on the show, or you want to be on the show, send us a message at whitelabelamerican@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at White Label American. Thank you for your support.